G'day guys, how you going? Today we're having a look at the Chrysler K Grand Finals. I think GF Grand Finals. I always get confused with that. This is probably one of the most heavily armored tanks in the game, let alone at Tier 8. It is an absolute beast of a tank that should not be in the game as it is, but whatever. Now, intuitively, Wargaming would like you to think that for a lot of tanks they have weak spots where there's machine gun ports. This is not the case with this tank. It is not modeled into the tank. It's not like the T2065 where you can shoot the side here. It's not like that at all. If we look at the collision model, it's not modeled in. If you shoot those, you're going to bounce with pretty much every tank you shoot. This tank really is very well armored, guys, so I'm going to tell you exactly how you can take this tank out. So let's say the tank is facing you this way. You can have a really tough time if he is below you, because you're going to struggle to get through the frontal plates. Having said that, if you can get below him, shoot the lower plate, the effective armor does become quite poor, and if you are above him, you can try and shoot this area up here. Don't try and shoot up onto the flat side of the top of the tank. It is still 38.1 millimeters, so it will overmatch pretty much every shell you have, unless you have a 120 millimeters, which actually quite a lot of tanks do, but to get above this tank is quite difficult because it is quite a tall tank as well. This cupola as well, do not think it is a weak spot. It is not a weak spot. You will bounce if you try and shoot it, pretty much, unless your tank has very good penetration, you feel confident in your skills to hit it, because it is quite a small target as well. Don't even try. Your better bet is to try and get through the upper plate or lower plate depending on your height, and if you're at this height here, well then try and shoot the lower plate, because it is going to be quite difficult to get into. But although its frontal armor is immensely good, its side armor isn't all that great when it's flat on. Although it is 100 millimeters, it is very big. This tank is very long, and is quite easily able to be penetrated from the side at the right angles. Of course, if he's angling like this, you're gonna struggle to get through any part of the tank. Really, it is pretty disgusting how overpowered this tank can be. If it's angling at you like this, just get out of there. Unfortunately, I wish I could say there's something you could do, but there really isn't much you could do. It is an overpowered tank with its armor for its tier, unfortunately. But if you get the side, try and get the side. If he over angles as well, guys, just shoot into the side. You can go through a lot of the armor, and this is probably the way that I've been taking out most of my Chrysler K. Yes, I own a Chrysler K, I'm disgusted to say, but you can get through this side of the armor very easily, in the front part especially, if he over angles, and they often do over angle. So if he's angling like this, try your luck if you want to get through this area here, but otherwise don't even try and engage him. But if he's at the front, you can try and go through his lower plate. You're probably going to have to load premium rounds. That's just the way this game works, guys. It is a pay to win. I don't know what else to say, really. If you get the rear of this tank, good on you. You're going to be able to get through the rear very easily. It's only 76 millimeters and very, very flat. Worst comes to worst, guys, fire a high explosive and try and track him or do something. I know this is not the most helpful way or armor review, but really there's not much you can do about this tank unless you have a high penetration gun, in which case you can just get straight through it like butter, really, in certain places. But I hope that helps even mildly, guys. Also, I should say also for the rear of the turret, the rear of the turret is very weak, so you can shoot it anywhere in the rear, but don't try and shoot the top. Again, don't try and shoot that cupola. It is not really a weak spot, guys. It's not worth it. There are other places where you probably have a higher chance of being able to hit it, let alone penetrate this tank. So thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry that this armor review wasn't as informative as my other ones, but this is just a hard tank to penetrate, and really it should be nerfed as hard as that is to say owning one. It really should be nerfed with its armor and maybe buffed in other areas. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.